Selamat sejahtera. My name is Nurfatin Amira binti Amiruddin with index number 2023-0623-10039. So, in this video, I will present about the heuristic construction for computational thinking in mathematics, which is task 3, 3A and 3B. This is the content that I will present in this video. So first of all, we have introduction, and then we have the non-routine question. We have problem solving, which is the first one is traditional method, and the second one is heuristic approach. Then we have the differences between traditional method and heuristic approach. Then we have computational thinking. Then we have conclusion, and the last one we have references. First of all, computational thinking is a problem-solving technique that breaks down complex problem into small parts. Okay, next, what is non-routine problem? Non-routine problem is a mathematical or computational problem that are not straightforward as they require creativity and the application of standard algorithm or procedure to understand and find the best way to solve them. This problem requires creative thinking, critical reasoning, and also problem-solving strategy. However, many students nowadays have difficulties to solve this non-routine problem. According to Schoenfeld, these difficulties may be due to the failure of students to learn and apply some heuristic approaches, such as making diagrams. Next, what is heuristic? Heuristics are a mental shortcut that help in simplify problem and prevent cognitive overload. Heuristics are intrinsic aspect of human cognitive process that develop over time to enable individuals to quickly reach reasonable conclusion or solution to complex problem. It is meant that heuristic is one of the method that will help us to solve the complex problem. Although this solution may not be optional, but they are typically sufficient, particularly given constraints such as limited time frame and also cognitive capacity. For task A, for computational thinking, we are required to develop a non-routine problem and apply it with computational thinking technique. Okay, so this is my question about non-routine problem. So the question is, Amira have a collection of coins consisting of 50 cent, 20 cent and 5 cent with a total value 12 ringgit. It is also given that number of coins is 51 pieces. If the number of 50 cent is twice than the number of 20 cent and the number of 5 cent is 3 less than 3 times the number of 20 cent. So how many of each type of coin would she have? Next, we are going to go to the problem solving. In order to solve the problem, I am using Polya's problem solving technique, which have 4 techniques. The first one is understanding the problem, devise a plan, carry out the plan, and then the last one, look back and reflect. Okay, we start with the first step, which is understand the problem. First, we need to identify all the keywords given in the question. Then, we will also need to know what is the question is asked for. So all the information, the keyword I have highlighted in this diagram. Okay, step 2, we have to devise a plan. There are many ways to solve the problem, but for this question, I will show 2 steps to solve this question, which is the first one is traditional method by using calculation, and the second one heuristic approach by using thinking blocks. Let us start with the carry out the plan for the first one, which is traditional method. So first of all, we set up the variable. So let x will be the number of 50 cent, y as the number of 20 cent, and z for the number of 5 cent. Then we need to interpret all the information given in the question. So the first one, it mentioned that the total value of coin is 12 ringgit. So it means that 50x plus 20y plus 5z equal to 1,200. 1,200 is the 12 ringgit. And then the second one, it is mentioned that number of 50 cent is twice than the number of 20 cent. So it means x equal to 2y. And then the last one, we have the number of 5 cent is 3 less than 3 times of the number of 20 cent. It means that z equal to 3y minus 3. After interpreting all the information that given from the question, now we can set up a system of equation using this condition. So we have the first equation, which is 50x plus 20y plus 5z equal to 1,200. The second equation, we have x equal to 2y, and then the last equation we have z equal to 3y minus 3. Then we just do the simple algebra, which the first one we substitute equation 2 and equation 3 into the first equation. So we get 50 times 2y plus 20y plus 5 times 3y minus 3 equal to 1,200. Then we just simplify the equation to get the value of y. Then we will get the value of y, which is 9. After getting the value of y, we will substitute the value of y into equation 2 in order to get the value of x. So we substitute 9 into x equal to 2y, we can get x equal to 18. The last one, we substitute again y equal to 9 into equation 3 in order to get the value of z. So z equal to 3y minus 3, z equal to 3 times 9 minus 3, and then we will get the value of z, which is 24. Therefore, Amira would have 18 of the 50 cent coins, 9 of the 20 cent coins, and then the last one 24 of the 5 cent coins. Next, we will go to the heuristic approach, which in this question I am using thinking blocks. Okay, first of all, we need to identify the given information just like the traditional method, and then we have from the question we have 3 types of coins, which is 50 cent, 20 cent and 5 cent. And then it is given that the total value of the coin is 12 ringgit, which means it has 1,200 cent. It is also given that there is 51 pieces of coin. Then it is given also the relationship between the number of each type of coin, which is the first one. The number of 50 cent coins is twice than the number of 20 cent coins. And then the second one, the number of 5 cent coins is 3 less than 3 times the number of 20 cent coins. Then we will let all the coins into variable x, y and z, where x is the number of 50 cent, y for number of 20 cent, and z is for the number of 5 cent. Okay, next we will use block to represent each types of the coin. Alright, so since the number of 50 cent is twice than the number of 20 cent, so we can use 2 blocks for 50 cent for every 1 block of 20 cent. Similarly, we can represent the relationship between number of 5 cent and also 20 cent visually by using block. We can start placing the blocks representing each type of the coin according to their relationship and adjusting them until they satisfy all the given conditions. This representation is shown in the diagram below. Okay, from the diagram we can know that the equation that we can get is 50x plus 20y plus 5z is equal to 1,200. Next, we need to ensure that the total value matches 12 ringgit and verify its relationship between the number of each type of coin hold is just like shown in this diagram. As we know, there is given that the number of coins is 51 pieces. Therefore, to find y, we can solve it by using this 5y, which means 5 blocks of y plus y minus 3 equal to 51, which means where the 51 is the total of the coins. So we will get the y is equal to 9. It means that one blue block will represent 9 coins. As we know, 50 cents is twice than the number of 20 cents. So number of 20 cents is 9. We know that 50 cents have 2 blocks and then 20 cents have 1 block. So we know the total number of coin for 50 cents is equal to 18. And then the last one, we will find the value of coin for 5 cents. And then we know the number of 5 cent coin is 3 less than 3 times the number of 20 cent coin. So which means there are 3 times the value of the number of coin for 20 cent, which is 3 times 9 minus 3, because it is mentioned that 3 less than. So the number of 5 cent coin is 24 pieces. Therefore, Amira would have 18 pieces of 50 cent coin, 9 pieces of 20 cent coins, and also 24 pieces for the 5 cent coin. Now, let's move on to the next step, which is look back and reflect. We need to recheck back all the solution. We need to check if the number of coin is same to the total value of all the coins. We just substitute all the value of x, y and z into the general equation, which is 50x plus 20y plus 5z equal to 1200. So we just substitute the value x, y and z. So it is give the same answer as the general equation. Hence, it is proven that the information from the thinking box is correct. Next, we will talk about the differences between using the traditional method and also the heuristic approach. By using traditional method, it is a step-by-step process. In traditional method, we will follow a systematic approach to solve the problem. We can start from identifying the given information, defining the variables, setting up the equation based on the given condition, and also the last one, we will solve this equation and to find the solution. And then the second one, traditional method is using algebraic manipulation. This method is heavily relies on algebraic manipulation of equation to derive the solution. We use mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and also division to simplify all the equation to solve the equation. And then for traditional method, we have a concrete solution, which means the traditional method provides a concrete solution based on the mathematical calculation. It is to ensure accuracy and precision in finding the solution. Then the last one for traditional method, it is a time-consuming method. Why it is time-consuming? Sometimes traditional method can be time-consuming because especially for complex problem that involve multiple equation and variables, it will need a lot of time just to solve it. So it is required careful analysis and also computation at each of the steps in order to solve the problem. For heuristic approach, it is a flexible and creative method. Why it is flexible and creative method? It is because heuristic approach they will allow for exploration and experimentation to find solution, often without relying solely on strict mathematical procedure. So which means heuristic approach, there is no a fixed solution or a fixed method to do. So you have the flexibility to solve the question. Then the second one, heuristic approach use a problem solving strategy. A heuristic approach utilizes problem-solving strategies such as trial and error method, educated guessing, pattern recognition, and also visualizing in order to solve the question. And then also, many of the heuristic approach will use the visual representation. Heuristic approach may involve visual representation such as diagram, chart or thinking block to help understand the problem and explore the possible solution intuitively. And then the last one, heuristic approach is less formal. Compared to traditional method, we will use a formula in order to solve the equation. But for heuristic approach, we just need to use our problem solving skill, and we must be creative in order to solve the question. It can be effective in generating solution quickly and efficiently, especially in real world problem solving concept. Okay, next part is relating the non-problem question into the computational thinking. So for the first computational thinking technique, which is decomposition, as we know, decomposition is the breaking down of complex problem into the small parts. So in the diagram here, I list all the information or all the important things so that I will focus only for the important parts only. For the second technique, which is pattern recognition, where identifying the similarities among and within the problem. So we can see in the thinking blocks, we have the same blocks, which is the blue blocks, which have the similarities value, which is one block represent for 9 coins. Okay, so as we know, all the information is connected with 20 cent, which is Y. So we can see the similarities in it. So we can easily solve the problem easily. Okay, the third technique is abstraction. Abstraction is focusing on the important information only and ignoring the irrelevant information. So I only focus on the highlight or the important information. So in here, I will highlight all the given information that is important. And then the last one, we have algorithm, which is developing a step-by-step solution to the problem to follow to solve the problem. Okay. So here I use step-by-step in order to solve the question. Lastly is for conclusion. As a conclusion, heuristic approach is one of the best way in mathematical components to solve many problems, especially for non-routine problems. It is not only focused on programming, but it also can apply in to solve our daily life problem. The problem can be solved easily and more efficiently with the help of the computational thinking technique. Through the lenses of decomposition, pattern recognition, abstraction, and also algorithm thinking, students can actively engage with the complex concepts, strengthening their problem-solving skills. A non-routine problem will provide an excellent context for the development of the problem-solving skills of students. Indirectly, the knowledge can be applied without any limit. So this is the list of references that I refer in order to complete this coursework. I think that's all for this video or presentation. That's all. Thank you.